It's going to be complexity hard against MVP Tails now. I said this already before for everybody just tuned in. Ben, when I think about hard, I have one of those feelings where I'm like, I don't want to say it, Ben. I really don't want to say it, and I don't want you to make me say it, but he is kind of known to all in from time to time.
He is, Kevin, but certainly in the games I've seen from him recently, he seems so much stronger than ever he has before. And I'm eager to see exactly what he has in store for us here in his games against not Root QXC.
Now we were talking about...
That is an old school account,
yeah,
bro.
That's very old school. I mean, obviously QXC is on complexity right now, and obviously Hard is on complexity too, so QXC probably giving his super old NA account. But yeah, now, okay, I think we have to just reset everything what's going on right now, guys. Sorry guys, we were slightly distracted as we were still setting up. But Hard, we casted a lot of his games at the recent MLG as well, and we just always see a lot from Hard. He was in Code A, he had that pretty famous series against Naniwa, which was an unfortunate series, because Naniwa could have totally won that. But Hard is still known for one-base builds. Now there are many ways to play one base against Protoss. The way that Hard does it is often super blind, but it's so scary. And if his opponent does what he wants him to do, I feel his builds are almost unbeatable. And that sounds silly, but that's how I really feel about it.
I mean, that's how a well-executed build is supposed to be. I mean, there's so many crazy things that you can do in this great game called StarCraft. And certain builds have become more standard, even the all-ins. So let's just use 1-1-1 as an example. I don't think that's what we're going to see here, Kevin,
nope.
as Hart is not gassed yet. But even in the case of 1-1-1, it's been so polished and so refined that even if you prepare perfectly, it's still possible to get caught by a well-executed, well-microed 1-1-1. Hart is instead going to be expanding very early on, commencing to going down on the low ground in his main base.
I think a lot of people are really shocked right now, and they're like, no, this ain't Hart. And no gas fast expand, no way. Of course, Hart is a fantastic player, and he can easily pull stress off like that. I'm very curious to see how he's going to transition out of this, though, Ben. If he's going to play like a quick meta-effect style, maybe only get one additional Rex, or if he's going to go more standard with a 3 Rex opening and then just take meta-effect a little bit slower. Tails just rallied his Zealot across the map, tried to pick up the ramp. Can I see something? Nope, he saw absolutely nothing. And against a player like Hard, Ben, that's a pretty big deal because, yes, 9 out of 10. Ooh, that's 2 gateways before Nexus.
Ooh,
so we're going to see
a little 3-gate pressure.
Yeah, a bit of pressure. And what I want to say is, like, normally this is not a big deal because against most Terrans you'll say, like, I think he's just trying to trick me. It's probably just a no gas fest to on the high ground. But against a player like Hard, you can never ever think like that.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. This SCV, that is the most common pylon spot in the on the planet. I don't know if he was very directly checking that or if that SCV just happened to find that or make his way over to that location. But he was, in my opinion, looking for a proxy pylon. Unfortunately, Tails is going to be dropping that pylon in the other very common pylon location, which is a little bit south of the, well, I guess a little bit east of all the action, a little bit north of third base, east of the natural.
I'm very curious to see where Tails is going to take this, man. Tails is currently on 25 probes. He is dropping the Nexus right now. That's kind of what I was expecting because I felt like it's very risky to really put your entire life on the line right now just by hoping to bust in with 3 gates. That's not going to be the case. Oh, actually, this is a little bit dicey. Man, it's getting dicey already.
It's already getting dicey over here. Marines are going to pick off that probe.
You're going to need some bunkers on the low ground.
This is a lot of Protoss units. One thing that is lacking, though, there's no sentries, no force field.
No, but still, Ben, all these talks, the Marines are so far off position. This is going to be so bad for Hard already.
Why, Marines, that is not where you want to be.
Super bad for Hard.
This could just be GG.
Yep. He's going to put a bunker up immediately in very defensive positions. He knows what time it is. Raise your depot. He doesn't want to raise it. Okay, he's just going to try to sandwich.
He's going to trap these Stalkers, but the Stalkers have so much damage output that these Marines are probably going to fall very, very quickly. Zealots are fighting SCV's beautiful execution here from Tails is his name. As he's already killed every single Marine. 7 SCVs have fallen. More are going to go down for sure. Finally, that high ground has been secured.
Fortunately, it's not going to be GG immediately as he does have some bunkers soon. But he's going to lose so many SCVs, and the bunkers are still far away from the ramp, so he could eventually end up losing his depots. He's losing more and more SCVs.
Oh my gosh, wow, the worker loss is 13 SCVs down. Not only that, he's going to lose another depot. This barracks is going to have to reposition as well. This is a very... these are dire straits, Kevin.
I have no idea how this is even possible. This is like one of those situations where Tails didn't even imagine that he could ever deal this much damage with his opening. Of course, Perhaps he just wants to play it a little bit safer, expecting Hard to be on one base for a little bit longer. That wasn't the case, but Hard not getting a bunker on the low ground, trying to trick him first with building the CC on the high ground, then sending the Marines out of position on the most unfortunate moment pretty much ever. And yeah, Ben, then suddenly your Marines on the other side of 6 Stalkers, and that's 6 Stalkers. They're kind of like the Great Wall of Tails. You can't break it. You can't get across it.
Great Wall of Tails.
Embrace
the
it.
great moving wall of tails. Dire straits, dicey straits in some parts of the world, as Hard is just going to continue trying to establish something.
You know what Hard is thinking right now? That's why I never expand, guys. You see, this is what happens when I build command centers. Well, I mean, he's going to sort of stabilize Ben. Stim is ready. That's one thing. He has 2 Marauders on the field already. If he has 3 Marauders, he can definitely deal with these Stalkers. So I think eventually he will be able to retake his low ground, but needless to say, Tails slowed him down incredibly much.
I think that is the understatement of the century, as Tails is nearly doubling Hart's supply already. He's working off of his healthy 2 base. He's going up to Robo. Robotics Bay is down somewhere. Where is it?
In the natural.
Okay, it's in the natural, so Colossi not too far off.
This is when you know you're doing good as Protoss, when you get Robo and Twilight Council in the same moment. Because that's the moment where you know I'm going to be safe for a little while. Might be possible that, I don't think that Tails would ever risk to push just across the map without Medivacs, just because he has Stim. Even though he is moving out right now, this also means that if you just face 2 sentries, he's going to be absolutely dead. And he knows it.
Kevin.
He's playing with fire and he knows it.
I love it when we see well-executed builds. I love it when we see games coming together. But more than that, I'm excited for the Pazuki that's going to be here in about 45 minutes.
You are really digging Pazuki, aren't you?
It's Pazuki Day.
You know, guys, I've been trying to, well, I really shouldn't say this, but I've tried to go on a diet, but with Ben it's just impossible. He keeps bringing me to these places with over-delicious food. And
1 day a week is Pazuki Day.
yeah, well, yesterday was popcorn day for me.
I had no hand in that.
1 Stalker will fall, as that very nice, very well played actually. Oh, I thought he used Stim on only 1 Marauder. He used Stim on a 1 Marine? Well, that's interesting. The Marauder did have concussive shelter, of course, so he did manage to slow that 1 Stalker down.
Observer gets caught in the main base. That scan is left over from that Observer snipe, so that's a nice move there by Hart. One of the small things that he has to do if he's going to start clawing his way back into this game. First Colossus popping out momentarily. Colossus Big Daddy. That is the single unit that says, infantry, oh no you don't.
Kind of like Dong Regu did last night when he shook his finger.
Man, DRG totally oh no you didn't it all over MC's face yesterday.
Colossus joins in the fray, Ben, and this is kind of a silly game right now because Hart knows as well he can't really just team up. He's going to lose all his units, but if he doesn't do anything, he's going to face an invincible Protoss army soon. So it's kind of lose-lose. The only thing he could really hope for, I guess, is hoping that Tails carelessly moves out of the map, doesn't have any observers on patrol anywhere, and that 1 drop is able to kill a lot of probes, and that he's then somehow able to defend against the army of Tails that's marching across the map. That's really the only way that Hart can crawl his way really back into this game. Otherwise...
Basically, Tails has to make mistakes, but it's going to be unlikely. Tails is just going to transition into a 2-base all-in, isn't he?
Tails can make a few mistakes. Well, that's what I thought as well, but since he has double forge, I actually think he's going 3 bases.
As soon as I say it, the probe goes out.
Yeah.
Open mouth, insert foot, bite foot, chew toenail.
I mean, Tails has been getting sort of greedy right now as he's upgrading up double forge and getting Colossus, thermal lens, and getting blink, and maybe soon even charge as well. At least a few units over here. So army-wise, it's sort of close. Income-wise, it's still not all that close. It's 55 pros. Well, he's only 13 ahead right now. He used to be 19 ahead, but it's still.
But when you look at the grand scheme of things, tech, army, upgrades, economy, that's I mean, Tails ahead on all counts, and when you add that up, that's 3 counts to the advantage of our Protoss player.
Picked up another observer and immediately decides to put 3 medevacs full of bio units. So we might see a small doom drop. And this is the moment actually where Tails is moving out. Ben, if there's ever a way back into this game, it is in one of those scenarios where Tails is just way out of position and a drop kills a lot of probes and maybe even a Nexus. That's really the only way, man. I wish I could sound more exciting, but...
It's about to get really exciting as this drop's going to make it unchecked into the natural expansion. The army of Tails is way out of position, so Hart needs opportunities like this to bring it back.
And this 1 Marine forced a 4 warp in and that turret base, so Tails is going to lose a lot of probes over here. He is going to lose the Nexus. Wow, Hart doing at least something.
The blinks! 1 medevac gonna fall, but that is all. So 13 probes for a medevac full of units.
Wow, that was 13 probes. That went really quick. That escalated quickly, but...
Sure did. And
it's a start.
It's a start. That's exactly what it is. One thing that worries me a little bit, Hart doesn't seem to have any semblance of a third base coming soon.
I think Hart is just going to stay on 2 base ban. This is also one of those scenarios where Protoss is greedy, goes 3 base, upgrades of Double Forge, and gets the Twilight upgrades, and getting Colossus. Then it's going to be hard to split up their army properly. Certainly if Terran stays on 2 base for a long time, we might even see Hart pull some SCVs with the final push. It's still going to be very hard to pull it off, since Tails has been outmining him for such a long time, has a very strong army, has pretty decent infrastructure as well. He's working up 6 gates and a robo. So it's definitely, yeah.
Protoss is still in fantastic shape, is what it boils down to.
Needless to say, that's true.
But, I mean, Hart is ever so slowly, ever so surely getting small, chipping away at that advantage. Just small little chips at a time. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like Thorazane Spoon style. Scooping away at his opponent.
But then he's not ahead.
I tell you what, Spoon style is pretty aggressive when you're talking about Pazuki.
That's true.
You take massive scoops with that Pazuki spoon.
I think we're going to really do a good job for BJ's.
We're seeking a BJ's sponsorship here at the North American Star League.
Free Pazuki for the entire year.
Man,
I
would just be like, to hell with Fierce Fitness, to hell with getting back in shape, to hell with my bet with Stefano. We're just going all out. We're going Pazuki style. You've heard of the beer belly? Let me introduce to you the Pazuki belly.
Pazuki belly probably goes more into the sides rather than into the...
I think it goes everywhere. Like Pazuki cheeks.
Here come the SCVs, man. This is kind of what I expected. He mined out his main base and now he's just going to go for it. The good thing for him is that Tails left a lot of units in... okay, he did before he saw this army incoming, which I'm surprised at.
Good position for Tails here at the top of the ramp. If the SCVs can get up, then maybe... Vikings are there. Hart, man, make a decision, bro. He's going to fight on the ramp. That feels a little bit dangerous, but we don't see any force fields going down. That's because the sentries are using all their energy for Guardian Shield.
Beautiful concave, actually. Force fields going down right now. Finally, one Colossus stayed alive just long enough to get a few really big shots off
G to the G.
And victory it is for Tails. In game number 1, but we are playing best of 3.
Well played, Tails. As he goes up 1-0 over Hart, the Complexity Terran player. Living in the Complexity house? Probably not. I think he's still in Korea.
I thought that's not true. I think he's mostly in Korea, unless I'm mistaken.
I don't know. That's a question for QXC.
I'm sure you've been there. He's been there once. Should have. Looked amazing. I would have been there.
I would like to go there.
Yeah, me too. We should just go there once, like on a trip.
Maybe if we go to Lone Star Clash, we could stay at the Complexity house.
Yeah, but we can go to Lone Star Clash.
Maybe we just sneak to Lone Star Clash.
Yeah, it's like NASL's advertising everywhere. All right, guys, tonight we finally got 4 games. Bitterdam is casting is awesome, and then all the games are done.
The camera
players
comes on.
are ready.
The desks are just empty. They're like, ready?
Ross is like, where are Ben and Kevin? And then he sees us in Lone Star Clash. That would be pretty.
We're not even working. We're just in the crowd, just like,
woo! Cheerful, go Tails! All right, guys, that was game number 1. Are we going to jump straight into game number 2?
We're going to take a 1-minute break as we prepare for the impending Pazuki massacre. It's going to be a Pazuki massacre. It's not even going to look humane. It's going to be amazing. Guys, stick around. More StarCraft 2, Pazuki, and more coming from North American Star League, coming from the Lone Star Clash after this short break.